Okay, I'm here with Loreto McAuley at the Mac, and Loretta, thanks very much for taking the time to chat with me.
Pleasure.
So first of all, I suppose, tell us why you're here at the Mac, dressed all in black.
Okay. Well, I work as a musician. I'm a freelance musician, and so I'm playing for a show at the minute. It's just a short run, and it's been a musical that's been staged by, I think they're called the American Musical Theatre Academy, which I think they're fairly new to Belfast.
Great.
And I'm a freelance gigging musician in Belfast, so for the show they're having a live band, which most shows would have a live band, so they've just booked some local players, so I'm here for the run of the show. This is the last night.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
great.
It's been good.
And what can people who are coming tonight, for example, or who might have missed the chance to see it on this occasion, be able to experience as part of isn't it the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee? That's
yes,
the show, isn't it?
Yes, it's a show with a very long title. Yeah, it was a new one to me. I have to say, though, I've been involved in musical theatre all my life, but I suppose one of the great things about musical theatre is there's new musicals being written all the time. So I actually don't know an awful lot about the background. I couldn't tell you the name of the composer or who wrote the book, as they say. But what I've experienced is it's a modern musical. It's a short musical, which is quite good. And it's one of these musicals that's like, I would almost describe it as a chamber musical, in the sense of there are musicals that would have a chorus, and they're very suitable for, say, the local dram societies here, where you can involve an awful lot of people, maybe like a big stage like the Opera House. But we're in one of the smaller theatres in the Mac, and these kind of musicals, they're scored really for about a dozen principals as such, and they're all playing various parts, and then the band, so from that point of view, it's a modern musical. It's actually the type of musical I like, because I kind of like my musicals to have two-dimensional characters, a wee bit like Little Shop of Horrors now to me would be kind of a great musical. I'm not really a Les Mis kind of a person,
Lots of depth.
I don't like depth in my musicals. That's maybe opera or plays or whatever. I kind of like it to be a bit shallow, a bit fun.
Yeah.
And certainly this musical is heavy on comedy. It's very, very funny. It's very clever. The songs are great as well. I really like it. I think it's one. If anyone gets a chance to see it, I'd certainly recommend it. I think it's very, very enjoyable.
Well, certainly I was lucky enough to attend last night, as you know,
Great,
and had a wonderful time. Again, I wasn't aware of it really. I knew that it had done quite well at the Tonys a few years ago, but it was great to be able to see it. And as you say, on a smaller scale, it's nice, it's intimate, and especially with those core key characters, which you really get to connect with. I thought was lovely.
Great.
So obviously we're here at the Mac, which is a thriving cultural hub in Belfast. How important do you feel as a musician working in Belfast that somewhere like this is for a city, but most particularly in Belfast?
Yeah, well, I think we've, a bit of a legacy of not maybe having an awful lot of spaces because of our particular history, and I feel it was in the last 10 years, maybe 20 years, things have really, really developed. I've certainly noticed it over my playing lifetime, and it is fantastic to have a place like this, which is in the centre of town, very accessible. I mean, actually this evening's a beautiful evening, and I think it's great to have spaces of different sizes. I mean, we're in quite a small theatre. I think it maybe only holds 100. And I know myself from working as a musician around the province that there are quite a lot of theatres that are maybe 500 seaters, but there's a space as well for smaller spaces, and as you say, one of the things about this musical is it's a kind of an intimate thing, so I think the whole art scene and the live theatre and music scene in Belfast has absolutely exploded in the last 5 or 10 years, which is great for someone like myself who's trying to earn their living in that sector. Certainly, and Belfast has really exploded, of course, with TV as well in the last, say, 5 or 10 years. So I think there's an innate creativity about people here. Maybe that's a terrible thing to say about my own people. But we are very creative.
You're allowed to say that.
Okay.
It's a bias. It's a bias.
It is a bias.
Yeah.
But there might be truth in it. That it sits comfortably with us. And we have such a great tradition of music, obviously, in this island, and other arts, so I think it does sit very comfortably. But then, of course, we have a great tradition of humour. We are naturally very funny, so that all works.
And at least
well.
we like to think so.
We do, we like to think so,
So you're playing the keyboard as part of the the small band in the show, and I know you through personal experiences as an organist and a harpist. Who is Loreto McAuley, musician of renown?
Well, I don't know her at all, but the Loreto McAuley I know is a local freelance player. I'm doing it full time now, 17 years, and before that part time. I suppose one way you can make your way in music is to certainly have a lot of irons in the fire, which is certainly, I'm lucky enough to have a background in playing the church organ, as you know. I also play the harp, and I MD, musical direct, and I arrange and I compose, and I did music at Queen's locally here, and I mean that's given me a real grounding in lots of things. And I think if you also come from a keys, piano background, it's quite easy then to diversify into other things like organ, and you know, it gives you a real good kind of musical education. You know, though originally I'm actually a French horn player. But I don't do so much of that now, and I now run a Cayley band, so it's all about diversifying, and I love that as well because it brings a lot of variety to my life. You know? So there's musical theatre, I've got church music, and then I just classical, and now I'm doing a little bit of trad as well.
Nice. So ticking as many boxes as possible.
Yeah.
I suppose when you've got the gift, that's fantastic.
Well, I've just been able to kind of, you know, use the piano skills in lots of different ways. You know, so that's good.
And what have you got coming up next? Once, for example, the spelling bee
this is finishing now tonight, and on the musical theatre side of things, I'm going to be MDing the last 5 years in August, which is a really great short musical, again a chamber musical if that's the right term, by Jason Robert Brown. I've done it before, it's just got 2 performers.
Right.
It's a really, really great show, musically it's fantastic. And then I'm going to be starting to work on a school show of performance of Hairspray.
Oh, brilliant.
Which is a show I don't know, so that's new to me, and that'll be in November, so I'll be kind of working on getting ready for rehearsals in August. So that's what's happening in the world of musical theatre. And then next week I'm playing for Queen's graduations for a couple of days, just up in the quad, and in my own alma mater. So funny enough, that's going to be Irish traditional music, myself and 2 players, a little trio. So we'll play as the people are having their strawberries and their cream and their tea, and we'll be kind of, you know, playing a few tunes to keep them all happy, which hopefully if the weather stays good it'll be a nice occasion.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to that. My 3rd year of doing that, so it's,
great.
That'll be enjoyable.
Certainly will,
you know.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time because I know you've got to start warming up because the curtain is up in only 45 minutes. But thank you again for taking the time, and good luck with the last show.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.